Welcome to the Bobby Soxer Show, the podcast where nobody gets left feeling shocked, with your hosts, Ashley Patterson and Alen Mustafovsky.
Awesome. All right. Yeah.
Do the honors, Ash.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of the Bobby Soxer Show, starring Alen and myself, Ash. And this week we got a myriad of topics to talk about. So, Alen, why don't you get us started?
All right. Okay, I know. Sensitive topic.
Sensitive topic. Actually, wait. First of all, we should say that we're not sponsored by these in any way, shape, or form. We're just thirsty. We got Usahi and Pasito. We're not sponsored. So yeah, there we go.
And I just need a few drinks to loosen up. I'm an introvert, so this isn't easy for me.
That's fair. So there we go.
All right. I'll just start off by saying, like, I don't want, like, on this show, I don't really want to talk about, like, current events and whatnot. I kind of want our podcast to be timeless so that you can watch this in 5 years' time and this is watchable. But I do think this particular topic branches out onto other things. So the Charlie Kirk situation, can you start off with how you feel about the whole situation?
So, I don't know if I have any like exact sort of feelings per se.
Did you watch any of his content?
I did. I did watch a bunch of his content, and not because like I agree on certain points and disagree on certain points, and just like every other person, I do think that it's very tragic what's happened, especially for free speech and what it means. Because if you're getting if your life is taken away for free speech, then what? It's very hard to where does that leave your free speech and opinion? Because all of a sudden, then we're not allowed to say the things that that come to us or how we feel because we're afraid of maybe something happening. The worst consequence ever. So,
and it works on both sides, like both ends of the debate.
Yeah,
everybody should have a right to have an opinion, and
exactly,
without feeling scared to.
Exactly. We shouldn't feel scared for that certain thing because, like, I will openly say some movies are absolute garbage, and some people might really like them. But all of a sudden, if I don't have that opinion, or, if I have that opinion, is my life going to be in danger? Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Movies are a smaller scale of what's happened, but it's the same concept. As soon as you start limiting speech, then and opinions, then what happens to freedom?
Yeah,
and so it's very tragic. That's my feeling / opinion on the whole thing.
And that was you made a point that I didn't even think about. But yeah, my kind of end of it. Was okay. I wasn't too big into his content, though. I am more right leaning, but I didn't really care too much about his opinions for the fact that I think everyone's set in their opinions.
Yeah.
So trying to convince people to change their life 180 in the opposite direction is just kind of pointless. I think people come to a crossroads on their own, depending on their life circumstances and whatnot. So I kind of sort of got over that style of content. Mm-hmm. What I do feel deeply sad about is his family that's left behind. There's two children that aren't going to be able to spend time with their father and learn and grow and make memories like all the opportunities that we had. So that's the main thing. I don't want to go too deep into it. Just I feel bad for any child that has to go through that type of situation.
Exactly. But yeah, especially now it's kind of like such a made a big deal that it's unavoidable. So hopefully condolences to the Kirk family and anyone who might be experiencing similar things going on in their lives. So, yeah.
Yep.
But on to better news.
I just wanted to like brush up on because I've been in the into the crypto market since 2017, around that period of time. So, we're currently, in my opinion, towards the end of a bull market.
Yep.
And I thought I'd bring that up because everyone seems to think it's going to go up forever.
No. What goes up must come down. That's the whole...
it all balances out. But that's what's your take on the whole crypto thing?
I think in a lot of ways, like, crypto is slowly the future. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be maybe the future in our lifetime, but it's coming to like a closer point where cash has almost become meaningless, and like people like physical cash has become like, and then it's all about using your card for everything. But now the consequence of using your card is now they're charging you transaction fees for everything. Like it's a 0.1%, and you're like, okay,
it all adds up.
It all adds up. Now a famous influencer that I know, like that a lot of people like, said the same thing. He's just like, $50 becomes $50. You take it to one person, it's the same amount of value. But you use a card now, you get charged, instead of like $10, it's $10.20, and that 20 cents is going directly to the bank.
Yeah, 100%.
And you do that in a myriad of transactions all over the world. The banks are winning.
They always seem to win.
They always seem to win. So,
they figured it all out.
They really did, and we just accepted it. Like we just accepted it.
That's the part that kills me the most, Ash. Is, how many times as people do we accept the losing the short? So and that will continue to happen until we basically got nothing.
Until we become the slave. So cryptocurrency, I made some money here and there from crypto. Meme coins, yeah, they were great. They were great for me.
You got out at the.
I got out at the time.
I
trust me, I knew.
Everyone thought that Pepe was going to go up. And like all these ridiculous,
like Doge and all that. I made.
Funny thing about Doge, I think it's here to stay. I think Doge is the one meme coin that's here to stay, man. But like,
as long as Elon's running it, then it's here to stay. So I do think crypto in a way is the future.
It's integrating in its place.
Yes, exactly. And I think as time goes on, slowly it'll be probably more accepted, and maybe in the kids' future or the next lifetime, cryptocurrency will be the thing.
Cool. This is a little bit off topic, but what do you think of cover bands that cover like basically big mainstream bands like because we went to
Linkin Park.
Yeah, we saw the Linkin Park cover band. What did they call themselves? Hybrid Theory,
and I think they're from Europe.
You're seeing it, South America.
South America,
like
okay,
Brazil or something.
Okay.
Which they were pretty good, but here's the thing: it's becoming more and more of a thing, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of remakes for movies in the music.
Ooh, that's a great point. Yeah. That is an excellent point. I figured this is I don't know if it just sort of came to my head. Seeing a cover band, and if I wouldn't say they're as good, but if you can get like a 20% to 30% chance that they're just as entertaining. Because we went and saw the Linkin Park guys,
and the Oasis one.
and the Oasis one. If they're
we didn't have to pay $500 to.
That's the big thing. If you can get away with seeing this a cover band for the cost of like $20 to $50, and have a just as fun as experience. I quite like it. I mean,
I'm going to make an argument that I reckon they're more fun to watch. Because you've got that more up close, personal kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of them are smaller venues.
Yeah, I like the smaller venues.
Okay, yeah.
And it's a lot cheaper. They play just as well. Sometimes they play better because the mainstream guys don't have to
Try.
They don't have to try. I mean, the money's already poured in. You know,
they're doing it for the fun, right? Maybe.
And the extra cash, I don't know. They've all got their incentives, but you know, they've had their like run of taking heavy drugs and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes they come through at the end fine. Sometimes they end up like Steve and Tyler, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But people will still pay tons of money to see Steve and Tyler, or, you know, one of those old rock stars.
It's very tricky because like, I don't know. I'd love to see like someone that maybe hasn't come down here in a while. Like I would, you know, I know Oasis hasn't come down here, so I think closer. I think now that we're getting closer to the date. You know, maybe close to the month, maybe we'll look at, hey, like, let's see if anyone's selling their tickets cheap and we'll go see them. But yeah, I think cover bands are fun and you get quite a lot because they get the energy.
It's good value, man.
It's good value, especially if they can sing and they act just like them.
I haven't seen a cover band that didn't have a good lead singer and a good band behind them.
Yeah.
You know.
So no, I don't disagree with that. I think, especially with the cost of everything, a cost is a big factor. If you can get away with going, you know, let's go see an Oasis or a Linkin Park cover band.
I did also see. Before I forget, I did just down the road at that Bunjil place.
Oh yeah.
There was a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Oh yes, yeah.
Dude, he was good, man.
Okay,
like he was on point.
He was on point.
And I was like a bit suspect going into it, but I never went to that venue. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to go to that venue, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, okay.
Because you know everyone's familiar with Michael Jackson's music. So went there, live band that was amazing. They had backup dancers.
Wow.
You know, they did the whole Thriller in the zombie suits and the Smooth Criminal with the, you know, the 1920s suits. Or
yes.
Dude, that was good. I paid $75 and it went for like a couple hours. Amazing show.
Yeah, that's a show,
why I kind of wanted to ask what your opinion on that was, because like the whole remake movie thing is kind of tired.
It is, and I think it's very remakes and like are very tricky because I think I said this. We said this before privately that I think maybe it's also a time thing because like I loved the new Naked Gun movie. And we haven't. I loved it. I thought it was super funny. I think we haven't seen a comedy. We haven't seen a pure comedy. There haven't been. I don't know if it's ever even one's been made.
I got to check out more movies. I got to keep up with you, man. Because if we're going to be doing this podcast thing, I got to actually keep up with current events.
No, because I don't think a pure comedy has ever been made in a long time. Like anytime I think about a pure comedy, I think of like the other.
That's a good point.
And you know, like stuff like that. And I'm like, man, the last time I saw like a pure comedy was like 2015.
I never thought about that.
Exactly. So like when I saw the Naked Gun, I'm like, I was in stitches. But I think that's also.
And was it Liam Neeson that?
And he was fantastic. Yeah. And like I think Ted is probably like the last comedy that I could say that, you know, is actually a comedy. It's not. It's so, and I'm like, that's like 2000 at most 2018.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's still a long time.
And it's funny because comedies really hit the emotional spot, like in the sense that it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
And then you don't need all these big effects and expensive sets. So you'd think they would, you know, there'd be more. But you could produce them like
a lot cheaper.
In theory. Yeah, a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And people would go out in a good mood.
Yeah, so I think it was definitely a hit. If you ever get a chance, go see it. Or even when it becomes like easy, like to on digital, whatever it is, go see the movie. It's fantastic. But so I think to sort of land on that is like I think it's a timing issue. Like you can't. I think you just can't go. Let's make a Transformers movie. Make 3 legendary ones. Yeah, and then like 2 or 3 years later, let's make another set. And you're like, well, we just did a whole bunch of Transformer movies.
Yeah,
and then like they're not as good as the last 3.
Well, we brushed up. We also brushed up on the fact that. even though they're remakes to us, to a new generation, it's a brand new movie.
Brand new movie.
So when I went to that Michael Jackson concert, or whatever you want to call it, I saw little kids that were like, 4-year-olds dressed up in the sparkly shirts and with the hat. And it's carrying on to the next generation. And
legacy.
It's cool because like it's also with the whole Pokemon card thing. It's like you would have thought it would have ended with like us. But the new kids, my nieces love Pokemon. One of them loves to collect the cards.
Right.
So it's awesome that something that we love and grew up with is still going. And they're making it live on.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Otherwise it kind of would just die off, and we might mention it like in a conversation. I remember the days when this and that, and
no, that's true. There's a lot of stuff that new kids they don't get, and that you'd kind of wish that they did. But I think it's also some stuff is better. Because we're the current generation that almost decides the market. We almost decide the market in the sense that if we don't like something, we don't go see it and don't watch it. All of a sudden, they're not making the next one. I don't think a lot of older people are going to see the stuff that we like, and and the younger kids will only we're the age of what parents would be. So we're taking our kids to the movies, or we're taking this and if we don't like it, then the kids are not going to go. So then I think there's definitely a gap there. So so that's I think it's a time. I think timing is everything. Yeah. Because imagine if they remade Back to the Future.
They were talking about that, weren't they?
Yeah, I don't know if they there's always word about it. Yeah. You're just sort of it's such a perfect trilogy. Could you really do it?
Nah. The problem is they're going to find the cheapest and most convenient way to produce it. They're not going to go, let's make sets and props and do it with what do you call those old cameras? 95 millimeter.
IMAX cameras.
Yeah, they just had a different effect. The film cameras.
Film cameras.
It's not going to be. It's just not going to hit the same, in my opinion. I mean, look, I've been proven wrong many times, so it's.
But off basis of that, from what we've seen,
it's going to be lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
But
it is what it is.
If it's got potential to make cash for the big dogs, I'll probably try it. I got my. I'm going to be drinking beer out of my runner-up trophy. The difference between my tennis runner-up trophy Ash actually went.
I did.
Came saw it. It was probably his first time he actually came to see a club match. Just a little,
Well, congratulations on
you know what? We probably shouldn't have even got to that. So the fact that I got this, and plus I needed a runner-up for the collection because to go with the difference is we don't have a gold rim, and the image looks a bit faded. So it's almost like they
runner-up.
Yeah, it's like they don't give a crap about us or something. So they didn't put in the time to sort of reprint it. So I will pop a bottle. For that.
So that's the timer. So all right, I guess that's time for this part, and we'll come back.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone. I just had a little sip to second place.
To continue on the part 2 of the runner-up trophy, it does seem like they went, you know what, it's first or last.
It is. And you know what was funny, right? It's I was so happy just to get to the end.
Yeah.
And then when we didn't win it, everyone was like, yeah, it's come on, man! Who cares?
But you made it.
Yeah,
That's the thing, right? You actually went out and did it.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I actually won every single singles match up until that day.
Oh no!
So look, I don't want to make excuses, man. The guy stepped up. He played really well, and they had, their home court advantage and all that kind of stuff. So they worked hard to get into that position or. Whatever. But it was just good to see all my friends there, and I appreciate you for coming, and I appreciate
anyone who turned out. Yeah,
no, just good friends. So it's really nice and a different experience. But Anyway, enough about that.
I love it. That's fine. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I actually wanted to bring up something that I did on Thursday. So this episode will probably come out before these next videos. I was lucky enough to be a part of the filming some promo videos for the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, and they're doing a Marvel Infinity Saga. And the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra here.
That's going to be sick.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the Melbourne Symphony.
Well, this might be it. This might be the opportunity.
They've always come out with so many cool things. I think they even did like a Sonic.
They did Sonic, yeah. So
a Star Wars one, and Back to the Future.
So, I don't know if they did Back to the Future, but I'll have to triple check. But anyway, I'm sure they probably have.
They're awesome. Yeah.
So I can't wait to go. We obviously can't wait to go see them. But yeah, so I'm lucky enough that my friend Jay got a message from the Infinity Saga Melbourne Symphony Orchestra part, and they said, "Look, we wants to do some promo videos with you guys." And so he messaged me saying, "Hey, can you get the day off?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. It's a Thursday. It's a Thursday. I can't. I'm just leaving work." So I was
worth it. Though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. So boss was gracious enough to give me the day off because there was no one out.
You've got to be careful with what you say on.
Oh no, he's good. He's good.
He does know, right?
No, he does.
Okay. We don't have to edit this.
I don't have to say like, no, I called sick and then
and then post this up the next day.
I was like posting up stories like, I'm having a good time.
Should mention, by the way, we got 240 views on a test episode that isn't public. Somehow it's been circulating around possibly a friend group.
I don't know who's circulating it, but thank you.
It's actually got more views than all of Ash's
a lot of stuff combined.
channels combined. So congrats to
us.
Hopefully we can make this public and boost the numbers
exactly.
up. And,
so what you should be doing is subscribing to the channel because I just made it, which I'll be giving you the stuff to.
Dude, we got so much stuff to talk about.
Yeah, sorry.
But as you were saying, the Melbourne Symphony.
So we're lucky enough to interview him. So
you interviewed.
We got to interview.
Have you got camera footage?
We do.
We could post that up. We can talk about that next.
Well, yes, we will. So I will put the.
I'm excited.
We're already excited. So I will have to give it to my friend first. So we got to interview the composer Nicholas Buck, and very gracious to give us the time. And then, but we got to do some B-roll footage of the whole venue, behind the scenes work, and it was just a very fun 3 hours that we got to be with. And now I have to also say thank you to the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra social media team. Thanks for letting us muck around for a few hours because it was really fun. So I wanted to say thank you to them, but also that we're going to have some really cool footage. So that's going to be. I'll add it to our episode, but I'll also be sending it to everyone else. So the promo.
Well, this is why I wanted to also do this podcast because you get into so many cool situations with your your media work, and I'm like, dude, you can't let that go to waste.
You can't. It would be a shame.
Dude, it is a shame. I've always said Ash is too talented to just let this slide, so we've got to make this work.
And so, I said the same to you because you have so much artistry skill, which we'll talk about very shortly, that it should be showcased, and it sucks that it almost sits in your room.
That's pretty much what it does. Before we go into that, can we talk about the underrated Batman cups?
Sorry, let's look at
and I will have a lot of close-up footage of this when I edit this episode.
Yeah, so
everyone can see it.
I'm holding Robin right now, so maybe you can it focuses. Who knows? These were made in France.
And they're beautiful.
And they are severely underrated.
Severely undervalued.
Yeah, undervalued.
You could pick these up for like $30 a set.
Yeah,
when in my opinion they should be worth like $1 billion. Not really.
Don't tell Alen that because
I don't want to inflate the market.
Inflate the market of the Batman Forever glasses. Now these were made in 1997, I believe. I can't really. It doesn't have the manufacturing date, but I believe it was
like 96, 97.
Batman
like
Forever was around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get quality like this anymore. They just
Dude,
don't have.
that is beautiful. Like the artwork and I don't know, it's just got
There's
like
something-
nostalgia written all over it.
Yes,
So
exactly.
what did you actually think about the movies themselves?
Okay, because I rewatched it obviously recently because of, unfortunately to Val Kilmer's passing.
Yep.
I still really liked it. I don't know what it is, but I think it's very
They do get a bit of a hard time from the critics and people, and
They got a hard time from me when they got a hard time from me. I was like, I'm not number one hater, but I wasn't a hater, but I wasn't a fan of them.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until like I guess I rewatched it. When I rewatched it, I'm like, this is not half as bad as I thought it would have been. I mean, yeah, Two-Face and like they maybe overacted, but in no way was it actually that bad.
but that was probably the directions that they were given.
Yes.
To act, have that whole campy,
that whole
Batman
campy
style.
feel, and yeah.
What I will say, man, you can say whatever you want about the writing, the dialogue, or the acting. The casting was great, by the way. If they would have been given proper direction, in my opinion, but the one thing that makes this very nostalgic and memorable to me are the sets and the props. How beautiful does Gotham look? Like I think the statues and the neon lights and the buildings and the backdrops.
Everything that almost
Visually, it's amazing, in my opinion.
It's one of the things that was really missing in the Dark Knight the Dark Knight Rises, or whatever.
Because it wasn't really
the
Gotham, was it? It was almost just like a normal
city.
Yeah.
But Batman Begins kind of had it with like the railway system and the difference between poor and rich. Like the it was really well done.
It was like it was heading in that direction for the sequel. But I think just had a different creative team after that. More.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know
exactly. Like I love Nolan and everything that he's done, but like all of a sudden, like Dark Knight Rises and then Dark Knight and then Dark Knight Rises it just felt like watching like a modern city. There was no real Gotham.
I agree. It didn't feel like Gotham.
It didn't feel like Gotham. Yeah, it was just a city, and like just Batman happened to be there. And like looking at those sets and just like getting that. And that's maybe why I like it now, because I recognize a comic book movie, and it's very comic book like. You're putting a comic book onto the big screen, and I think that's what I appreciated most about it. So I think it brought a lot of that back.
Yep.
So yeah, that's I'm glad I rewatched it, and I'm glad. I don't know if I can watch Batman and Robin though.
What do you mean, Alicia Silverstone? My God. Those suiting up shots. Come on, we all rewinded that like 5 times. There's like that little VHS mark just on Alicia Silverstone when she turns around.
It's actually been worn down.
That tape is just worn down. Just a bit back and forth. Thank God for DVD technology.
The laser disc is like worn down.
Even the laser managed to destroy the disc. Anyway, look, it was. They weren't great movies as far as the writing standpoint goes, but as a kid, my God, they were amazing because you don't notice those things as a kid. I just saw like the cool batsuit, the cool car, the cool costumes, and
and you appreciated it for what it was. So
you get older and you go, okay, this is pretty bad, but it's still got good quality.
It's still got to it.
Yeah.
So. All right, so I guess we'll go into the next part, and where you'll be talking about your work.
Yeah. Okay. So,
well, stay tuned for part 3.
So I just kind of wanted to emphasize, as far like this is a project that I started like a few years ago. I did this on the side of my dead-end job. It was something that I was kind of passionate about, a concept that I had. Just before we go into it, I kind of want to like emphasize with this podcast that I want almost this podcast to be more about the process rather than the result. Because as we were talking off camera, I was saying we're kind of going into an era of AI where everything is instant and you can get the result with little to no effort. And in my opinion, I think the emphasis, if we want to compete with anything like that, it should be on the process, because the process is the journey is, you know, half the fun or whatnot.
The learning experience.
Yeah, you know, the destination is one thing, but the journey is another. And I kind of want to sort of emphasize that. Maybe, who knows? Maybe
it'll inspire someone to actually just keep going with their work.
Yeah, because it can be a bit disheartening. It's like, oh, why do I learn to draw if you can just type in a dog with a unicorn horn and it just gets generated, you know?
Yeah.
So it's, I think if...
It can be discouraging, and you think, like, as an artist, you're like, man, my life's work, or like all the work that I've done over the years has now just come down to a series of prompts.
It can feel that way.
Yeah.
And I think we'll use the old Star Wars as an example. With one of the things that made that so special is that they had so many different ways to create the special effects. It wasn't just CGI or just this. They had the backdrops, the paintings, the models, they were discovering everything. And then you look at that. You can argue whether the effects hold up or not.
Yep.
But to me, they'll always hold up because I know what it took to get to that result.
Yeah.
So all these little scale models and stuff for this project that we're about to talk about is my process, and it's not just a generated thing from thin air. So
I'm excited for you to get into it.
All right. So now that I mentioned that, okay, so this was basically a novel that I wrote a few years ago that's just basically been sitting in my basement, and I haven't gotten it professionally edited.
Yep.
I guess I just never really felt the need to get it out there, or, you know, it was a personal thing. It was my way of, it was a symbolic way to represent everything that I've been through up until this point in my life.
Okay.
So it was everything that I learned and everything I've experienced, and it's basically, and spoiler, like, I don't know if I release this in the future or not, but basically this is it's basically about a guy that ends up in a world that represents everything internally. So he basically experiences all of his emotions, all of his memories, all of the creativity, everything that's gone in internally is represented by an external world. So he goes on a path, basically.
Of self-realization or self-action. I mean,
along those lines.
Yeah. So like, I remember reading this like when you first gave it to me, like years and years, I'd say maybe almost a better part of like maybe 10 years.
Yeah, when we
ago.
like basically reunited and caught up after quite some time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the first things that you sent me, and I read it. But yeah, it has been quite some time. But from what I do remember, I did enjoy reading it, and I'd love to see you actually maybe finish or like publish it in a way that even if you make like 10 copies and you just hand them out to people.
Yeah, I'm happy even to give this away or you know whatnot. But yeah, I will have to get around to getting it professionally edited because I'm not an English
major.
Yeah, so it's more just like I was just focusing on structure and I just try to be as true to myself as possible. So one of there's so many things to cover in this, but I guess I can go through it like step by step. Like the inspirations behind this are basically the big mainstream success things like Star Wars or Jack and the Beanstalk or Alice in Wonderland, and I've got like bits and pieces of like inspiration from there. And Yeah, it all kind of starts with he has to kind of get something from an antique store for his. Yeah, that's If depending on the footage, he has to get something for his mum, similar to like Jack and the Beanstalk. He kind of screws that whole thing up. Ends up in this kind of desolate world that represents sadness. The closest thing to this novel that I can say that exists is probably Inside Out from Disney.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But it's a totally different approach, a different light. They were, it's just a different.
It's not like you're something controlling you.
Exactly.
This is just an almost internal monologue of what Jack is going through.
Yeah. So, did I even mention the title? It's called Jack's Reflection.
No, you didn't refer. Sorry,
no, I
the
didn't.
title, Jack's Reflection.
So, he ends up in this desolate place. Represents sadness. So this model here is actually like just a clay sort of a thing, sculpture that I actually ended up sort of tracing in like another program to create the silhouettes that you might be seeing. So I didn't just draw them up. I actually created all of the models and then sort of took photos of it and then created the silhouettes. Right. And I went with this art style because I kind of feel like it gives it a mysterious vibe.
Okay, yeah.
You sort of have to make out the image and,
You sort of puts your imagination into like perspective, like, okay, can you imagine this?
Yeah. I didn't want to sort of give the reader an image. I wanted them to sort of create the image in their minds with a little bit of assistance from, the illustrations. So that's probably
as you can see,
So you probably like looking at that image, you probably couldn't even tell what it is.
What it is,
But because you can kind of like maybe make out your own, with the words, you can kind of make your own idea of what that is.
Yeah.
But it's not just something that I typed up and it appeared. It's something that I built from my mind and then went to the next process.
And that again, I envy that kind of logic people because I can't understand how people see something or they create something out of nothing. I generally have to, like if I take a photo, I'll just see what the photo is for what it is. But a lot of photographers, I've always said that I don't have that creative eye. Whatever it is, they can see the finished product before they even take the shot. And I envy that kind of thing because they have something that the vision that I don't have, and I don't know if I'll ever get to.
Well, I sort of like equate it to like, I use the band analogy. Some people are frontmen and some people are in the background working everything. And I think that's kind of maybe why we can make a good team is because I feel like you're the front man and I've got a vision to sort of push this.
Yes.
So, I mean,
very yin and yang.
It's a yin and yang sort of thing. But I mean, not to say that you can't work towards.
Something you say, but like you'll never get some people just never will like. They just have it. Like there's something about it because every time I was like with my photographer friend Ryan, he would like he would see it, he'd take a photo, and then like 3 weeks later when the image is finally done, I'm like, how did you see that? Like I didn't see that when you took the photo. I just saw them doing a normal pose. But so
100%. So even this image here, I actually dressed like this is a clown basically. Look, I can go into depth so much, but I'm just going to brush over the structure. But this was basically like a clown, and I actually dressed up in this outfit, took the photo, and I'll bring up in the editing. I will bring up images. This is some of it I just sketched up and then did it. So, some of it I didn't need to create models, obviously. But it's just one of those things, I'll have a vision according to the story and the outline, and depending if I need assistance or like some kind of kind of thing. So yeah, we just actually went past happiness. So he went from sadness to happiness.
Yeah.
I kind of used a Buddha to represent happiness because of contentment and whatnot.
Okay.
So it isn't even necessarily like a character or whatever.
I was gonna say, because like when you look at it, I'm like, man, it's like really, very European.
Well, here's the thing, right? With this version of Buddha, it was kind of almost sloppy, where contentment is a great thing, but too much contentment, and then you don't have that need to sort of improve
to push yourself.
on yourself.
Yeah.
So the whole moral of all this is balance, I guess. So there's obviously everyone equates sadness to a negative thing, but it also provides positive things.
Yes.
I feel that sadness provides depth, depth of thought. So that's kind of my representation of happiness, which most people wouldn't probably go with that.
Yeah.
And then I use this kind of scary castle to represent fear.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So then we go from happiness to fear.
Zoltan.
He's like the fortune-telling machine inside the castle, which gives him sort of like a.
Well, it's because because I've seen Zoltan in like some of the Archie brothers. Like it's an arcade. I see Zoltan every now and again.
Yeah.
I run into him. I'm like, Zoltan.
Zoltan. Yeah. Oh, maybe I should have come up with a twist of that name. Maybe, but
I don't know. Is it copyrighted? Can you even copyright Zoltan?
I don't know.
But we'll never know. We're not going to search it.
Yeah, exactly. And then fear, like I kind of use like a cat-like kind of character to within a cell, because kind of even though fear keeps you safe, it can kind of keep you from being adventurous and pushing yourself forward. So I'm always looking for the positive and negative with each.
You're looking for balance.
Balance,
You're looking for balance.
And Jack had to go through a gauntlet, because gauntlets are cool.
How come we don't use gauntlets anymore? We don't.
I know, right?
So many things.
It's more of a medieval thing, but
I guess the closest that we're going to get is like Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, I know, and that was a success, right?
Exactly.
Everybody loved it because it was a gauntlet. Just a silhouette of him looking in the mirror, the reflection.
So I guess maybe we'll quickly touch on if you can sum it up. What was the inspiration behind it? Like, what did you like? Like you just had this idea and you wanted to get it onto paper, or what was the idea there?
Yeah, so it was, well, I had this concept, and I think at the time, because I also had the comic book Max Stick, right? Which we will
save for another episode.
We'll save for an episode, but that was more of a comedy, that was a fun action thing. It was more like, if I was to die tomorrow, would I want Mac's dick to be left behind, or would I want Jack's reflection to be left behind? So I finished Jack's reflection first before Mac's dick.
Because I honestly thought Mac's dick would have been perfect.
To you, it would
because
have been
I know
perfect,
you, and
but to my mum and dad, they'll look at that and go, what is this kid? Like, I thought I knew this guy, and then So for those, nobody knows. It's about an 80s porn star / action hero, making fun of TV soap operas and just basically 80s action movies.
Yeah.
Inspired by Magnum PI and whatnot. But that's why I went with that, and that's why I worked so hard on this. Gone on to confidence. Some people will say it's not the opposite of fear, but I kind of went with that.
Yep.
Represented by a knight in shining armor, and he's got his own backstory. Goes on to memory, which is represented by a library.
Yep.
So as Jack is walking through the library, he notices a lot of stuff he remembers, like family photos, and then that's kind of like a segue to his imagination. So he picks up a book. You can see like a projector screen of him looking at all of all of his past memories, and so that goes into it's all symbolic, and can go on forever and ever. But he picks out a book that of a concept that he had, it happens to be the sci-fi thing, which is obviously inspired by a lot of Star Wars and other.
The Last Starfighter and
all that kind of stuff. But with this, it's all original. It's all original vehicle designs and character designs.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, it's like everything's already been created.
It has, but like I think the concept that you have is still worth publishing, and then maybe we'll get a movie out of it.
Oh, look, anything's, things have happened in my life that I didn't even expect. So, never know. But this particular model here, I named it the Blastoise tank for the obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons, yeah.
It's got like the whole, pump tank, things.
The 2 pumps.
Like from the Pokemon, but I named it after I sort of designed it. Obviously, I have like a big shield front and all that kind of stuff, but it's this has its own backstory itself. So basically, should I quickly give it a rundown?
We'll give it. Hold on. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We will be taking a quick break.
All right. All right. So we're kind of left off at this sci-fi part, and I'm kind of excited to talk about the little backstory with this. So the concept here was had a group of humans that went on like a little expedition to other planets to find if there were any valuable resources or life or whatnot. They couldn't find anything. The funding got cut off by the government.
Oh wow! Okay. Yeah.
And the whole thing got abandoned. Some people didn't want to come back to Earth, and some people stayed, and they were kind of infuriated that their resources got cut off.
Wow.
So as they were sort of still living this, these people still lived there.
Yep.
They did find a really cool resource that was basically like an unlimited supply of energy,
Okay.
So imagine having like an energy supply that never ran out, and you could just, and
it's kind of like like what Iron Man kind of was trying to do with the whole arc reactor, like limitless energy.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, because they were able to harness this energy, the civilization kind of exploded, and they kind of grew, and the leaders were kind of still resentful towards the governments on Earth. So they sort of based their civilization on war, like almost like the samurai kind of thing, but with technology.
Yeah.
So as they were sort of building, they were specialized in war. So this civilization was growing and just thriving and whatnot.
At an exponential rate.
While Earth was just like doing its thing. So
still trying to figure out where they were.
Still, going on about figuring out their genders and whatnot.
Oh, no.
I shouldn't have said that, but I know. But
God.
I'm probably going to get murdered for that. But while people were figuring that out on Earth, these guys were just exceeding in excellence. And they had like eventually developed this crazy grandmaster AI that was just like a chess master. So, so out of nowhere, these guys kind of launch an attack on their main, on Earth's main star. What do you call it? Like a battle station. They called it Starfort.
Okay.
So they launched an attack with one of these, which I called it the Hephaestus I think it was the Hephaestus battle cruiser after the Greek god. I don't really want to explain why it's made out of paddle pop sticks, but it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing, and I just went with it.
No, but you don't have to maybe explain it. But here, let me hold this.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to just get like people to the fact that that's creativity. Using paddle pop sticks or ice cream sticks to build something out of nothing. That's what creativity means to an artist, or what appreciation should be. Because like there is no way in hell I would think of ever doing that. And like even thinking about like how do I make the base to fundamentally make this thing. And so it's very underappreciated when you can do even the simplest of things like this.
And then, I ended up taking photos of it, and then traced images, which, I'll post up. And I don't know if you can see it on here, but that's basically the Hephaestus battle cruiser.
That's sick. That's
and then,
sick.
I've got all the what I call the skeleton warriors, inspired by, the Russian sort of soldiers.
Oh,
and
I thought you were
kind of.
I thought you were going to say
trench coats and stuff, yeah.
No, I thought you were actually going to say like...
And stormtroopers.
That too, but I was going to say like the Skeleton Warriors. I thought you get actual inspiration from the cartoon Skeleton Warriors.
No.
Just happened to use the name.
I just happened to use the name. Yeah, and then, just all these images, I've got cool mech warrior designs and stuff that I would actually like to pay a sculpture to actually make these up eventually. I've had that concept for a long time, but I've got all the sketches and stuff that I want to share as well. And just a lot of different character designs and outfits, and there you go. There's
there it is. There it is.
So that's when they launched the big attack, and these little foam things here are the mini versions that will probably be launched off of this.
Oh, right, yeah.
So this is the main. I called that the Crossguard the Crossguard Starfighter or something like that, and this is the Neon Starfighter here. So this is from the Earth's
defense. Okay,
Earth's defense, and that's from.
Yeah, you can clearly tell the technology difference. So they're just that's awesome. That's
inspired by the Sukhoi, the front wing Sukhoi from the Russian fighter jet.
Yep.
So I thought that fighter jet looked awesome, and I kind of wanted to use that kind of forward sweeping wing. Just because it looked cool. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say very X-Men. So that was
they did that was kind of like the Blackbird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the X-Men. Yeah. So here's more kind of concepts being launched off of this battle cruiser here, and that's the surface of the battle station.
Yep.
Yeah, you got the mech warriors defending against the starfighters.
Very kind of like StarCraft.
Yeah, it is StarCrafty. You got the turrets and things like that. I really like that image actually, because all the geometric shapes, and which is one of the things that was cool about the original.
I was gonna
Star
say,
Wars.
I'm just looking at this and I'm like, man, I wish I could come up with creative stuff like this.
I was proud of it, and I still am.
You should be.
Yeah. So I didn't think when I was a kid I could come up with this, and then you grow up and you do this, and for some people it's nothing, and then people like yourself, you say that you can't even imagine yourself doing that. So it's it's one of those things.
No, I really love to get into I'd love to understand, just dissect someone's brain as to why they're more creative than another person.
Well, that's a good podcast episode. We should get some artists on and just figure out their creative process.
Yeah.
That's a photo I took, and then basically traced it and added the effects, and that's inside the Starfighter. Got the cool helmet, sort of Optimus Prime inspired.
Yeah.
And then that's back on Earth, the guards. There's this building called the, I can't even remember my own buildings and stuff. But it's basically like a defense fortress.
Okay,
and now this is a different part. He explains the whole origins of this and that. And, there's backstories behind backstories.
You developed Inception without probably accidentally.
This was a deep story, and it meant a lot to me because I did want to leave some kind of legacy behind. I did a cameo with Max Dick. Commando Max Dick.
For everyone watching, this is Max Dick. For future episodes, you might see him again. But that's who we were talking about earlier.
And he drives an 80s Corvette in the future. This is like 2050 something, and he still drives an 80s Corvette.
I'm still surprised that he could get unleaded fuel.
It was probably like ethanol. But anyway, you managed to still get unleaded fuel back in the year 2087 or something. I was
saying, like, the only person in the world that probably could get fuel like that is Max Dick.
I know, because he's got connections in, the Mech Warrior hangar, droids and stuff, they pack up into, just little things. But yeah, obviously all inspired from other stuff, That's the fortress. So once the alien army penetrated the defense of the battle station, this was the next defense. So this was their next target, which was down on Earth. And it was kind of like a futile sort of a thing. But there you go. There's the images of
the Blastoise tank.
The Blastoise tank. It's the commander just giving orders. Obviously, the helmets are sort of inspired by like a skeleton sort of image. We've got creatures from the other planet. Little gargoyles. But yeah, you can see it with the coats and stuff. They kind of inspired by the Russian soldiers in the 19 whatever it was. But yeah, it's coming towards the end. So
it's still cool.
Yeah, that's one of the elite skeleton warriors. So they can sort of they got their jetpacks and whatnot, and then you've got just one of these mech warriors takes down a battle cruiser.
Okay.
So it's like a big what do you call it, centaur.
Oh that's very.
So that's the size of like the normal mech warriors. Humans would probably be down there, and this one's a massive ass.
It's an actual scale. Actual scale of that.
That's also one of my favorite images too. You got the smoke coming out and cool little things like that. And this is this
obviously
design,
the
crossguard.
The crossguard.
So this is like the main. I called him Obsidian. He's kind of like, I guess, the Darth Vader, the top league.
Top guy.
So this guy's before. This guy would be ranked just before the Grandmaster AI.
Okay.
So the AI is like the old kind of. He'd probably be the equivalent of a Palpatine. The AI would be the equivalent of Palpatine.
I was gonna say very much like what's that, like iRobot with the AI at the end. You didn't. That she turns out to be the bad guy. Damn it, I can't remember the name, but you turn like the whole thing. You're like, oh man, this Sonny, the robot is the robot evil, and then all of a sudden it just clicks on that. It's actually the AI. You're like, oh my god,
exactly.
What a turn!
Well, it just makes sense. I mean, what's harder to beat in chess than the computer? So this image you're gonna have like the Neon Starfighters, and this is really cool because this character here was just presented as a normal human being. He's a little bit jacked or whatever. He's kind of like yeah, but then when he arose from the ashes of this mech warrior, you could see like old cables and stuff.
Yeah,
so he was turned out to be like a cyborg.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, ever since Terminator 2, cyborgs and RoboCop as well. Cyborgs are freaking awesome. And this is just another design. This is just like a getaway sort of thing. And then we're almost finished. Obviously, we go to anger, which is represented by a hell environment, a demon, whatnot. Erupts from the volcano. And then we got love is in the air. Now, this one, I don't know if it's going to have a copyright issue, but I used basically Dave Chappelle from...
I was going to say.
Yeah. I'll zoom in on that if I can. Yeah, so it's basically the representation of love.
Yep.
So, you know, he's got like an aura around him.
Yeah, James Earl, Rick James.
Yeah, Rick James. I don't want to say that quote on camera. I'm trying to avoid swearing. But, yeah, and then once he passes love, it's basically logic. So logic is another component which is represented by a businessman, which was actually Jack's guide the whole time. Oh. So he's dressed up in like a bit like a trench coat business hat, and then he sort of meets him in a boardroom at the end, and he reveals exactly what he is.
Okay.
So, and then he kind of ends up in an art gallery that shows each chapter, all the artwork.
Oh yeah,
of each chapter. So if you zoom in on the artwork of this, you can see all the all the old images. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool too. So, you know, Castle Fear, and then just basically the art gallery. You got love on the wall, and you know, logic, and he sort of comes to the conclusion. He ends up, you know, the portal back to the real world. You know, he finally catches his reflection, which was kind of like the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
So it's not just like, the title isn't just like it's him reflecting. He's actually chasing his reflection.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then he kind of goes back to the lake where that kind of transported him to that sort of dimension, which was basically his inner world, and just another inspiration, and that's it. That's basically a
rundown of
this
Jack's
project.
reflection.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love for you to keep continuing or working on it. But that being said, we're at our closing minutes of the podcast.
Yeah, you got anything to wrap up?
No, not particularly. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I mean, you guys have obviously enjoyed the test episode. So
whoever that was.
Whoever
I did watch it a bunch of times myself, but I don't know how many times I'm responsible for watching it.
I would say less than 10. I would say less than 10.
That's it.
So, but I hope you guys enjoyed. This will be like the first, I guess, official episode, and then obviously a pass the test episode. So yeah, I hope you guys. So
we'll have Daniel's. We'll get that all sorted.
Episode 1.5 was a bit of a weird thing because
that was a disaster.
But we'll get to that another time. But
we will.
So we'll have socials up and running, Instagram, YouTube. Slowly we'll have TikTok and
we're going to go full blast, man.
We'll go full blast.
Get some short videos happening.
Yeah. So
excited, man.
Follow us on all the things that you see our name on it. But again, thank you for joining in. And anything further, Al?
No, you've said it all, man. And it's awesome to work with you. And cheers to anyone that supports this. This is a fun
experience. Yeah. Well, enjoy your night or morning, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.